he would be in prison right now had they not sought a first-degree murder charge.
Yeah.
They could not prove that she had premeditatedly predicted or, had made a plan to kill that child. Can't hardly plan that. I mean, you can't prove it, because there's really no evidence to prove it. That was a massive mistake. And the reason that she is on the street right now is because they went too far and tried to get a first-degree murder charge. This thing seems to be lock, stock, and barrel, though, right?
You would think. He showed up 10 days before the murder to case the place out. He bought the parts of the ghost gun, wrote his manifesto.
Wrote information on the shells as to leave a message after the murder.
Right.
You can't get me more first degree unless you're in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, it says, given the image of the homicide captured on surveillance video, which is a dark hooded figure with a gray-black backpack.
I see.
Shooting the executive in the back, nonetheless, from a few feet away, the case may seem like an obvious candidate for more severe charges, more severe than second-degree murder. But under New York law, first-degree murder charge only applies to a narrow list of aggravating circumstances. What do you think those are? And again, I tell you, I've never heard of this anywhere in the U.S. Now, this may be common law everywhere. I just wouldn't know that because here in Florida, had you done this, you'd be first degree all day long. But in New York City, you can only get a first-degree murder charge if the victim is a
family member, spouse,
judge,
police officer, politician,
first responder.
Wow.
Or when the killing involves murder for hire or an intent to commit terrorism. Those are the only things that rise to the occasion of a first-degree murder charge in the state of New York.
That is crazy.
Now, where I would combat that is this. And by the way, when I read this, the first thing I thought before I continued to read the story was, well, I mean, he kind of threatened in his manifesto that this is where it starts, right? This parasite had to go, or what was the term Debbie said? He said something about parasite. The parasites had to learn or something. This had to be done.
I'm thinking of the Lakeland woman's comments that they deserved karma.
But this one he actually even said something like that. And what the manifesto led investigators to believe is that there may have been other targets as well. Because if I remember right, in the manifesto, he does mention other businesses. Now, he doesn't talk about killing anybody from those businesses, but considering his actions, you could almost kind of draw 1 to 2 and say, well, if he did this one and he planned to get away.
I could see where they could make the charge of an active terrorism stick. I mean, this is a guy who is shooting openly on a city street at 6:47 in the morning. There are other people around. He's shooting a stranger in the back. I mean, I could see that would be terroristic because it would terrorize the people around you.
Absolutely. Yeah. It would be terrorizing. How about this one? When CVS and other medical companies pull their staff photos and their staff information to
just their CEOs.
Yeah. But it says, the guy planned this killing for a while. Evidence may point to terrorism, and they could bump this up to a first-degree murder charge if that's the case. But terrorism is defined basically as creating, intimidating a civil population or influencing a government unit to act in a certain way. So I would think that if you are murdering healthcare CEOs, that would be intimidating the civilian population.
I think just by his act, that's the first salvo in that terror attack.
Yeah. And look, when I read the thing, that language, it didn't seem really subjective to me. It seemed like this guy had a plan and this wasn't going to be the last one. It was not going to be the last one, but they are afraid of copycats. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, this guy is, kind of a lone wolf guy.
Well, he's a lone wolf, but the copycat as in like the Brianna, can't remember her last name. I want to say it's Britain, but from Lakeland, who ended a phone call after her insurance denials to Blue Cross Blue Shield with delay, deny, depose, you people are next.
Yeah. And had she not said,
you people are next got her.
Yeah, that's
what Jimmy said.
That's what I was saying. Actually, one of the questions I had to ask today was, if that woman in Lakeland doesn't say, you guys are next, would she even be in jail right now facing all the charges she's going to face? She would not. because you could easily say those three words, deny, defend, oppose, because can I tell you, it appears in insurance company literature. I mean, we kind of know that's how they roll.
Wow. Somebody made a good point that maybe he traveled to New York, possibly knowing the law.
Oh, wow. Man.
Well, I doubt that because I
Smart
think
guy.
he is smart, but when would you get an opportunity to encounter a CEO? And the fact that he knew he was going to be there, waited, what time in the morning was this?
6:45 a.m. in New York in December.
And he'd been there for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, on my birthday, by the way, December 4th.
The fact that he only had to wait 10 minutes, I mean, they talked in the beginning, they were talking about having inside information. He was smart enough to figure out, okay, he's going to this conference, so I figure he's probably going to, if he had to, I don't know how he found out what hotel he was at.
Yeah.
Unless he used his real name.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't think it would be that difficult to find out what CEO is going to be speaking at a conference. I mean, obviously,
at the conference, yeah, especially if you're a stockholder, you'd know when these things are happening.
Sure, yeah.
But to find out what hotel he was at?
Yeah, that's a little bit more difficult, right?
I heard earlier that apparently United Health or Brian Thompson, that there was interesting that he didn't have security around him.
That was the other thing I heard, that other CEOs could not believe it. I think Mark Cuban even said, what was this guy doing walking around with no security, considering the magnitude of his job?
Yeah, but Mark Cuban is a face, and he's on TV, and so many people know him. I couldn't tell. You show me a picture of the CEO of United Healthcare, no idea.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy knew who he was, right?
Yeah.
And it said he appeared to view the Target killing of the company's highest-ranking representative as a symbolic takedown and a direct challenge to its alleged corruption and power games. And the thing that kind of makes it kind of interesting when you rise to the terrorism thing is this. On a handwritten note, his claim of responsibility, he said, quote, "He's the first to face it with such brutal honesty." So when you say the first to face it, I mean, you could easily take that as maybe an indicator that he was the first of others that were going to also face it. Interesting. Interesting stuff, man. There's a lot of conspiracy stuff online about this guy, too, by the way. And Jack, I don't know, obviously one of the big stories out of this, too, is the lack of empathy when it comes to the family and the wife of this guy. Deb and I have been sharing stories of stuff that we've seen online that's sideways AF when it comes to this. Because although you can certainly understand the anger for people who have dealt with the healthcare system in a manner that really did not work out for them, even denied claims, it cost them their livelihood, whatever the case may be, that anger could get overwhelming and drive you to create a situation like this where you felt this is the only thing you had to do is to make a statement. If you were going to be broke, you're going to make a statement.
I've been saying that to Chris, that that's been the most amazing part of this story, is that what this murder has done is really cracked open the fissure of the anger of the American people when it comes to our healthcare system, how much money we pay, the fact that, if you don't have a job and you can't get ACA, it's just everything about it. It's just really kind of scrapped the scab off of the anger in this country.
And both can be true, but you got to navigate that.
Right.
I mean, without empathy, then we're lost.
Right, exactly.
Right?
I mean, you're ruining the idea of it.
Yeah. But you could also say, obviously, we're getting to a point where this needs to be addressed. We can't just pretend like it's working when it's these failures are happening.
Yeah, well, the president of United Healthcare, not the CEO, but the president, actually didn't he come out on the panel and say, "Look, the system is broken. It's not working. It's not right."
That's the new CEO, Whitty, who came out today and wrote a guest op-ed in the New York Times.
Yeah, and basically said that, look, we kind of understand this is broken. It's not right. This is not a good system.
But people shouldn't be in fear of their lives over what they do for a living.
100% there. And the other thing, like two of the things that are happening online that I saw, Jack, and I don't know if you saw this either, Deb, is they're creating fake alibis for this guy Luigi.
I don't know. I have a story coming up, and you heard it here first on some other things to do with Luigi.
Yeah, they'll put a picture up, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, no, Luigi was with me this Friday night. We watched a movie, blah blah blah." Like offering him an alibi, because the whole free Luigi thing is kind of coming around now.
Yeah.
And then I saw a guy today that bought those the stamps where you can stamp something on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
And it said denied. And then he created artwork that looked like the CEO using the word denied.
Wow.
So there's a giant portrait out there of this guy, Brian Thompson, who's now dead. And if you look at it, you wouldn't be able to tell, but it's all created with the word denied from a rubber stamp with red ink.
It's like seeing the wanted posters with Thompson's face on them on the streets of New York City saying wanted CEO with a big red X over his face.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy. I know that who is the British talk show host that's kind of controversial?
Piers Brosnan?
Yeah,
no, Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Piers Brosnan is the Piers we like.
Piers Morgan had some kind of influencer or some talking head on his show the other day and had to call her down because when they talked about the murder, she started laughing. And he literally said, "Are you laughing? What's funny about this?" And then she kind of straightened up a little bit and then kind of still snickered when she mentioned why. That she found it ironic that we're talking about this and this powerful CEO, considering what the healthcare industry has done to Americans. She thought it was funny. Yeah, you may not like the guy. He didn't do anything to you personally.
But like I said, what it did is it showed the insurance opportunity and an opportunity to go like, whoa, man, people are pissed.
Because health insurance affects people personally.
It does.
Right? And some couldn't, whether wrongly or rightly, could attribute loss, pain, and suffering and financial ruin to lack of coverage or denied coverage.
Yeah, no question. But I think you could probably say that about, I don't know about all the companies, but I think you could probably make an argument for a number of companies that could possibly do that to you. I mean, you could get a lawyer, you could hire a lawyer you don't like that doesn't work out. You pay 20 or 30 grand for, and it doesn't work out. And then it leaves you broke with nothing and he's got all your money.
But with insurance, this is why we have insurance. This is why you invest in homeowners insurance, health insurance.
It's designed to help.
For protection, to be that safety net to prevent you from, a great illness, or at least not being able to get the care you need.
Sure, yeah. And one of the other things, too, I saw one of the other CEOs, I don't know if it was with United, but they have him on tape, I guess, during some kind of conference, mocking the idea that they deny automatically and then calling people who don't understand that stupid.
I mean, you have Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, out of, that covers people in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, walking back their anesthesia policy just 24 hours after Thompson's murder.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where they were going to cap the, an arbitrary number of hours for surgery of, how much anesthesia they're going to cover before they stick you with the bill.
Right. This almost seems like one of those Guy Fawkes kind of things. I mean, I know that's a totally different machine altogether, where it's almost like, hey, look, if you don't play our way, we're not going to we can't vote you out. You're the CEO of a company, and I'm not a stockholder, and I'm certainly not a powerful enough stockholder to make a dent in the executive branch of this company. But what I can do is scare the complete piss out of you every time you walk from Target to your house, or every time you take your kids to school, or every time you step outside. I can scare the absolute dog ass out of you in the thought that you are going to get something you definitely don't want.
Somebody just texted and said they work for a major finance corporation and their CEO travels with security, even waited outside the bathroom for him in our office when he was here visiting.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah, 100%. And a lot of those guys do probably understand their targets. Look, if anything, for kidnapping. Maybe not for murders like this, but people who are mad. But, people trying to kidnap them and hold them for ransom.
And they think Luigi picked United Healthcare because it's the 5th largest corporation in the country, making it the biggest health insurer.
It is, yes. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, you got something for You Heard It Here First?
Yeah, we're going to talk drones, Luigi, and a return to TV. We'll do that next under You Heard It Here First.
You got it, right? Let's take a little break. We'll get Deb's news after this and get the hell out of here on a Friday.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. This is Fox 35. Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. Temperatures tonight going to be throughout the upper 50s and low 60s, so very mild compared to the temperatures that we were feeling earlier this week. And as we take a look at the weekend, temperatures still going to continue to warm up. Both your Saturday and Sunday temperatures are going to be throughout the upper 70s. However, we are going to see a little bit more of that cloud cover than what we saw today, with the chance of a few sprinkles tomorrow and Sunday afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Check engine light, oh so bright? Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change and get a quality oil change that's quick but never rushed. Go to VIOC.com to save up to $15 off. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your go-to oil change for holiday travel.
Listen up, peeps out there. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason out there, you got to take a few minutes and learn about the Nickley Group before you make a move. These guys are really changing the real estate game. Stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and buyers. And do not believe the news that the market is softening. Homes in this area are selling for record prices still. And if you're considering selling your home for any reason, any at all, downsizing, relocating, maybe you just need a bigger house because your family's getting bigger, you got to contact the guys at the Nickley Group. Not only does the Nickley Group sell homes on an average for 6% more, they're going to sell them twice as fast as well. You could get your home valued instantly. You could get a guaranteed cash offer right now if you'd like, or just list your home. Do that today at thenickley.com. You can Google them. 3,000 five-star reviews. They're good at what they do. And if you're longing for that next level real estate experience, which includes a lot of stuff, mortgage services, moving assistance, elite marketing, a team of experienced realtors, and much more, it is simple. It's thenickley.com. That's Nickley group.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Sarah Silverman, Postmortem Tour.
But I would maybe say that crazy people are life coaches.
Friday, January 10th, Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets on sale now at Hard Rock Live box office at Ticketmaster.
If you have chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, or shoulders, who can you turn to? How about real people with pain just like yours who discovered QC Kinetics?
Came to QC Kinetics. I had a lot of issues with my shoulders and neck. I am excited at the progress, being able to throw footballs with the grandkids.
My name is Jake. Was skeptical at first, but now after my procedures, I'm almost 100%.
Tens of thousands of patients are pain-free again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime, thanks to a groundbreaking regenerative therapy that uses your body's own healing agents to revitalize damaged tissue. For a free consultation, call 689-288-8697.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I have absolutely no pain. The whole process is just fantastic.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
Find out if you're a candidate for regenerative therapy today. For a free consultation, call 689-288-8697. 689-288-8697.
This is car accident attorney Jeff Kaufman with the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. Imagine you deposit $100 in your bank every month for 20 years. And at the end of 20 years, you go in and try to make a withdrawal. And they say, no, we don't think you deserve this money. We don't want to give it to you. In fact, we're going to hire attorneys so that you don't get your money. That tends to be the way car insurance companies treat you when you file a claim. If you or someone you know is ever in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. Offices, Orlando.
If you need all the sports all the time, there's only one place to go this season. Tom's Watch Bar. Located on iDrive, Tom's offers more than 150 TVs plus rooftop views of Orlando and an extensive food and beverage menu. Make Tom's Watch Bar your sports headquarters.
Had enough of this country? Ever dreamt about starting your own?
I planted the flag. This is mine. I own this.
It's surprisingly easy.
55 gallons of water, 500 pounds of concrete.
Or maybe not.
No country willingly gives up their territory.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Bullets.
Listen to Escape from Zakistan on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Escape from ZAQ-istan to start listening.
Keep listening to Magic 107.7 on the free iHeartRadio app, or just search Holiday in the app for more holiday music, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Planning holiday get-togethers means making tough, last-minute decisions. But preparing the perfect meal shouldn't be one of them. So let the Fresh from Florida Club help. Members can browse hundreds of recipes, from sweet corn and sausage stuffing to Florida spiny lobster bisque, each with local, in-season ingredients to create and save holiday menus ahead of time. Visit freshfromflorida.com and join the free Fresh from Florida Club. It could be the easiest decision you'll make all year.
This safe driving message is brought to you by the Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt and JustCallMo.com. Whether it's the holiday season or any season, Mo encourages you to be considerate of other drivers and especially watch out for motorcycles. It's a busy time of year. Tourists are everywhere. Remember that someone is counting on you, so arrive safely. Saving 30 seconds that can cost you everything is simply not worth it. Injured in an accident? Call Mo at 1-800-CALL-MO. That's 1-800-CALL-MO or visit JustCallMo.com. Be safe and enjoy this season.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit OneFirmForLife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, I'm a little behind now, but I was listening to the segment where you were talking about the riffs in rock and roll, and Pink Floyd came up. Do you know the Division Bell that came out, gosh, I guess in like 90, 91 or something like that? And that was a lot of the songs on there were about the riffs and the communication or lack thereof between Gilmore and Waters. You guys have a great night.
Thanks, man.
So I've been saying for a couple weeks now, since these drone things have been happening here on these dispatches or talkbacks, whatever, about my son who's in the program that watches for these, and they have scrambled aircraft. When they do get a confirmation for folks on these military bases or these sites that they're hovering over, they do scramble them. They sometimes intercept them. They do have some of them, and we will find out in the long run. So somebody knows exactly what's up.
You ready for a drink?
Yeah. I haven't heard.
Hello, friends. It's your favorite JCS bartender here with another recipe for the holidays for you to share with your friends. So grab a big old punch bowl and fill it with ice, and you're going to add 1 bottle of whipped cream vodka, 1 bottle of sparkling rosé, and 1 2-liter bottle of cherry soda like Cheerwine. Then you're going to give it a good stir and pour that into some punch glasses and garnish with some cranberries, a rosemary sprig, and a slice of lime, and enjoy yourself some Jingle Juice.
Hey, good job. Thanks,
Jingle
Angela.
Juice.
Jingle Juice. By the way, we tell you, if you didn't get that, it was pretty quick. Just get the podcast, you can listen to it, and then make those after the fact. And all of her recipes are easy and delicious.
You could skip to the end of the show, the podcast, or you could listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be great if you just
Do us
did
a
that.
favor.
Yeah, for sure. I want to remind you again, our friends over at Life Imaging FLA are killing it for us. No greater gift than the gift of life. Thanks to Life Imaging FLA, you can now register to win a pair of free full-body cancer screenings at realradio.fm/life. That's one for you, one for someone special in your life. Guys, that is a $6,000 value. And even if you don't win, Life Imaging FLA, of course, always offers that free heart scan we talk about, valued at $699. Just a few requirements there, though. But you want to damn sure enter, guys. To enter that 2 free full-body cancer screenings, get more info and enter at realradio.fm/life.
They are killing it by giving you the gift of life.
They are absolutely killing it with the gift
joke,
of life.
Man. That's 2 people get that full body scan. That's
And people hear us talking about that. Hear myself, Russ talking about it. I think does Sean do something with him? I can't remember if he does. I think it's just the 2 of us.
Correct.
But we talk about it, and when you hear the testimonials, we get them occasionally from the company. They blow your mind. Just when we started doing it, the ones we would hear from people who would walk up to us at promotions
in person.
You just couldn't believe it.
They've told us, we get texts, we get talkbacks, but the impact it has had on the listeners, this has been one of my favorite things. We've always been able and had the luxury to be able to, choose our endorsements and the people we want to work with. But this one has such a profound impact on the lives of our listeners.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I went through this company with a fine-tooth comb before they come on board, and they were all clear down in South Florida. Been doing it a while, but we love those guys. Again, it's realradio.fm/life. There you go. All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, a New Jersey naval station is confirming unidentified drones have entered its airspace. Lawmakers and local officials like Monmouth County, how do you say that, Jack?
Monmouth.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden have expressed worry over the reported drone sightings.
We have concerns when we hear reports of these groups of 5 or 6 drones gathered together, swarming in patterns, over our Naval Weapons Station Earl base here in Monmouth County.
Naval Weapons Station Earl told ABC News it's, quote, aware of recent drone sightings and confirmed there have been, quote, multiple instances of drones entering into the airspace above it. Now, Golden also warned people to not shoot down the drones they may spot.
You would be violating some state laws if you use your firearms to try to do so please don't do that. And you'd be violating federal law because there's only several federal agencies that can take a drone down.
Did not know that.
And also, you'll cost us a bunch of money on our new military equipment.
There have also been sightings of unidentified drones and mysterious lights in other states, including Connecticut, New York, California, and Oregon. The other big story is the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson may waive extradition. That's according to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
Indications are that the defendant may waive, but that waiver is not complete until a court proceeding, which my understanding from court officials in Pennsylvania cannot happen until Tuesday.
Bragg spoke today at a news conference on public safety. Meanwhile, some online sellers are removing listings for items featuring the 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. Let's see, merchandise emblazoned with the photo of, including T-shirts, mugs, and even Christmas ornaments, have been popping up in a number of online stores. GoFundMe says it has removed campaigns to raise money for Mangione's legal fees because they violate rules against fundraisers linked to violent crimes.
Yeah.
And then finally, here's a little blast from the TV past.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now.
Do you remember the show?
I don't.
Jack looks like he does.
I remember hearing it. It wasn't one I watched, though.
It was Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yeah.
We'll return with new episodes next year. Yeah.
Isn't
Brian Cranston?
Yeah, I was going to say that's where Cranston got his thing, I
A
think.
limited 4-episode run will hit Disney Plus in 2025 to celebrate the beloved sitcom's 25th anniversary. Original cast members Frankie Muniz, Brian Cranston, and Jane Kasmerick are all set to reprise their roles. Malcolm in the Middle debuted in January of 2000 and ran for... how many episodes?
Episodes.
I'll go 210.
Ooh, big. I was going 150.
Oh, Jack, 151 episodes.
Yeah, good job, Jack.
You nailed
I missed
that
the
one.
pilot. Damn it.
That's funny.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thanks, Deb. We appreciate that so much. Who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Corona Cigar Company. Also want to, don't forget that special.
Listen, man, this Macanudo package, it's the Macanudo Holiday Sampler Package. It is so good, but you better order it now because the one last week, the Placencia one, it sold out. This one's a little bit easier, though. It's only $59.95. 5 great cigars from Macanudo and a torch lighter as well.
Yeah, I think that's going
to only $60, and it comes in a box that's already kind of packaged, ready to go.
I think that's going to sell out.
Isn't that a young Mexican boy band?
Yes.
Macanudo.
Hey, Macanudo.
Great song. Also want to thank Fayez Cara, the restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly. If you missed his suggestions for where to dine over the weekend, you can always find that where Jack puts them under JimColbertLive.com. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Jack, question of the day?
Sure. We asked, we did it in a couple places, but also in our YouTube chat, would you consider joining a new centrist political party headed up by John Morgan?
Yeah, we didn't get to that today. It was an interesting story, though. But, John basically says they would run in a centrist program where it would be, just basically what's best for everybody, not necessarily politically affiliated by any means. God, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do people see John as a leader like that? I'll go 31%.
55%.
Damn, really? Well, there you go. It's the year of the multimillionaire.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's the deal, right? If you look at what Trump's cabinet looks like, it's a bunch of entrepreneurs. So maybe that's what it is. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Don't forget the life imaging deal we have going right now where you can register to win the 2 free cancer scans. That's realradio.fm/life. Go over there and enter for sure. Jack, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys, want to have yourself a great weekend. Weather's going to be really nice, and we'll see you back Monday for sure. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time. Bungalower in the bus. What the hell is an angel listening to? It smells like 90s all weekend long, but Sunday morning, it is Captain's Log Radio with our very own Jack Bradshaw. And Sunday morning coming down with the legend Joseph Martins. On Monday, we'll see you more at 3. Until then, have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Happy Friday. Bye.
Oh, shut up. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing activity causing major delays on I-4 westbound due to a crash that is blocking the ramp to Florida's Turnpike. Looking at delays still due to an earlier crash, still blocking the east and westbound left lanes on 434 between Lake Brantley Drive and Wekiva Springs Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by the NickleyGroup.com.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.